become a building, become a viable business, a store, major commercial eatery right here on the corner of 142nd. We can do it, you all. We can do it together. We can make that change. Right across the street there. It's now closed. It was open during my administration, now it's closed. Why? The question is why? We're gonna take you through Riverdale and show you some of these areas so that you can see what's going on and not just, fluff things that people want you to see. We want you to see the real deal and what is needed to change to make a positive situation here in Riverdale by helping business as well as making sure we help the homeowners and families of our community. Tires. One of used to be a vibrant business in Riverdale. Now it's closed down. This is what it looks like. These are the things I'd like to change here in the village of Riverdale. As you can see, the signs are old. All of this here is something that we need to work on. Make a difference. Either level it, take it down, and rebuild. Stuff like this is in the building, all these things, the decayed building, all the marks here on the walls. So as we go further down, this is one of our newer businesses in town, but they need help too, making them look like something. We got an old abandoned building back there. If you look over here in the back, old abandoned building back over in there. This can be taken down so we can provide a parking lot for this business. You can see all of this, how this looks right here on 147th. If we took that building down, we could allow them to have parking with their trucks and things out here, so it can take place. Businesses that we need to start catering to bring economic development. Animal shop, so they don't have to park out here. We can knock that building down, make more space for the home environment. We can have parking space all along there. Animal shop. I think he would appreciate to have nice buildings next to him, but you see what's right next to him. This is an open animal shop that has a vacant building next to it. The building that's right next to it that we need to level. Look at all of this in the inside of it. Look at this in the inside.
Wow.
These are the things that we need to take down and redo to our community. All the boarded stuff up here, all the boarded things we got going on. All of this either we can take this all down, or we can, or we can redevelop it and do it over. Thank you. All of this is vacant. All this is vacant. All of this is vacant. Look at this. This used to be a mortgage loan company. You see it now, not approved for occupancy. This is something that we need to work on. This is the reason why we need to try and make a difference in Riverdale. This is my office, by the way, so this is something that we're going to show. I put my office on this side of town because I want people to know the areas that I'm going to be catering to. So it's important. another closed business right here. This is a closed up business as well. Nothing going on. It's closed. Closed business that needs to be reopened and bring some viable business here on Indiana. This is another business. I'm quite sure if that business is open, she'd be happy, you know?
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Dean. Hey. This is one daycare over here, and we got all these vacant buildings next door to. So we just another empty land that we can build on. We can do some things right here to bring up development. A new business can come right here and be a tax-paying body for our community to help the taxes in Riverdale. Beauty salon. But again, we got all this vacant spot. This is a land that we can have another business come and develop right here and make a difference in our community for a tax base. We have to become more of a business-friendly community. Another closed-up business. Actually, I believe this one is open, but it looks closed. This is closed up right next door. Nothing going on. Something we need to bring in viable business here. Open up doctor's office. Open up a dentist office or something like that in these areas. Walk down to the end and come back. This is an apartment building next to all of these vacant buildings. Chuck Gun Shop is the one shop that everybody has issues with because of the shootings and things, but they're a pretty good tax-paying company. They do pay their taxes, but it's unfortunate there's no viable business here next to them either. Look at this land. It's just... When we get closer to Hawson, you'll see the closed up businesses, and we'll come back this way. I want to see a business right here on this corner. Why couldn't this be an eatery? Why couldn't this be a restaurant in Riverdale right here on the corner? The residents can come to. You see the shrubbery, you see how this looks? All of this needs to be redone. You see Chuck's Gun Shop, we've had issues with shootings. They tried to say that Chuck's was a part of that, but again, they do pay their taxes, so I want to make people know that. H&R Block, but they're not open anymore. They're closed.
Really?
Closed up business. I'd like to see reopen the door. Another right next to H&R. It's not Indiana Avenue. I want to stand in front of the city. You got stuff that happens in this gangway. This is Riverdale on it's Indiana. All of this crap. Look at this. When you get me in front of it, this is a closed-up business. I want to see reopened and redone and redeveloped in the community. This is what we're looking at on our Indiana Avenue. Look at this. We have a couple of hair places, but what does that do for this? That's not the tax revenue that we need. It's another closed up barbershop. We're going to turn around after this, but I want to show you in this area places just ain't closed here. And then we'll get see funeral home. They are open. They pay their taxes. What we have over here. building right here. We got the tailor shop, you know, but it's still scary because you got a vacant building that's been vacant for years right here. This building has been closed up for years. This right here is closed up next to a place. Why isn't this reopened? Closed. All of this. Closed up business. We need to open these things back up and bring tax revenue to Riverdale. This is what I'm trying to do here. So we'll go back and again, a couple other businesses along the avenue there, but these are the things I'm trying to do. This is Indiana Avenue, people, and this is the avenue I'd like to see reopened and redone for our community, bring tax revenue to help the homeowners with their taxes. But as well, we have big signs going around Riverdale saying businesses need to pay their taxes. And that is true. They need to pay their taxes because it does help the homeowner. But we also have to help our businesses as well. We want to keep the current business here. Let's support them. Let's help them the best way we can to ensure that their taxes are not too high so that it can benefit our homeowners. That is why I'm fighting hard for you to get back in so that we can turn some things around, so that we can see a viable Indiana Avenue. So I want to tell you all, continue to take this walk with me. We're going to go through all of Riverdale together, and I want to show you what we're trying to do to bring us back to life here in our community. So I thank you for this walk along Indiana Avenue, and we'll be seeing you in a little bit in other areas of Riverdale. Thank you. And I just think this is so important that we show them this type of stuff here. This is unacceptable in Riverdale. Unacceptable. That we got going along with shrubbery all in the back. You don't know if someone is hidden back there. You don't know what's going on back there, you know? This is Riverdale that the current mayor doesn't want you to see. And I'm Deyon, and I'm coming back. And all these things that I'm pointing out to you today, we're going to address, and we're going to address it together. And we're going to make that change together. We're going to become one community, not just one section of the community. One community, Riverdale. On the north side, south side, east side, west side. We're going to do this thing together, and we're going to turn this table to make our communities better. You know, it doesn't look good when you got a gun shop in the community, and it's right here in the middle of the community, and you got all these closed buildings next to it. People are going to say, what's going on? You know, you got a gun shop, but you got all these closed businesses. That doesn't work for us. We got to work with him and make sure that people know that this is a viable community.
Has the current mayor done anything to make anything better?
This was an area before I left from being the mayor. This is an area that I was looking to do something for. I wanted to make it a mixed use. I wanted to have businesses on the bottom, and some of these areas have people living on top, so it could be a community. You know, somewhat like the Hyde Park areas. You know, you have people that live above the stores. So I wanted to make that happen, and I think we can do that along Indiana. I really don't know the plans of the current mayor because he has not shared anything with the community to say he wants to do something in these areas. But he knew about my plan, but he still, you know, people made a change, and you see the change that is happening. Let's make these rocks become a building. Did you hear what I said? Let's make these rocks become a building. become a viable business, a store, a major commercial eatery right here on the corner of 142nd. We can do it, you all. We can do it together. We can make that change. I'm quite sure the people across the street here will be happy, or the homeowners down the road will be happy to have something. This is the little strip area if you want. You could bring in a coffee shop. You could bring in a dental shop. You could bring in a shoe shop right here. This is a little mall strip area big enough to put something there. My building and go in the back and show you how in the back what these back of some of the buildings look like, so you'll know, how bad the conditions are and how unsafe they are. It's about public safety. It's about making sure that our people are safe. But if you have places where the businesses are closed up and it becomes a haven for anyone who wants to do negative drug selling. We have a lot of young ladies in our community. We want to make sure that they're safe. Because these buildings become hideaways and places that they can grab our young women and men, and they can be inside these buildings. We need to make sure we take them down or clean them up. Take these buildings down or clean them up, and that's what my job is going to be when I become mayor. When you all are reelected and bring Deyon back to Riverdale, these are going to be the things that could have happened in the last 8 years. And if it was a plan put on the shelf from my administration to make that happen, it's been put on hold. But with your support, we're going to bring it back again. So we're walking back. I'm going to take you in the inside of the building. And we'll see what's going on. We got people still on here. Nothing going on. We're going to take care of the community. Let's do the curves. Let's do our curves. Let's make sure our marks on our curves are done. Let's make sure we got brand new curves along 100 Indiana Avenue. Let's make it look good. All of this is public works. This is village property. All this is village property. All this should not be here. All of this should not be here. These are the things that we need. If you're going to do it, I understand we sweep the streets, but let's clean it. Let's get the weeds out of the cracks in our city. All of this. You're going to walk around to the back. You're going to walk around to the back. Again, this is village property. This is stuff, this is the things that the village should be taking care of. Whacking all of these things out, cleaning all this along our curves, making sure the curb appeal is a good situation for us in Riverdale. Because if we take the lead on cleaning up and beautifying our community, others will do the same. And I just want to say to most Riverdale people that's in certain section of it, you're doing a fine job and we appreciate that. We're going to bring back Beautification Award to those who help us keep our community beautiful. We had it back in the day. Some of you all may have that beautification sign in your yard. We're going to bring that back. We're going to make sure we work with you. So we're not going to say, clean your house, sweep your curb, and we don't do the same thing here in Riverdale. All of this is public works. All of this. Cracks here and this. All this should be redone, freshened up, and it will make people want to come and be in our community. All this garbage here, all the thing here. We're going to go in, we're going to take a moment, we're going to go in and take a look at the back of the building so you'll see what's going on, okay? So let's take a moment. Businesses in the front. This is what it looks like in the back. These are havens. You already see gang members are already using, this is Riverdale. Gang members are already using the back of these businesses for their little getaway, hideaway spots. All along here, you see on these buildings, you see the doors, you see the cracked windows here. These, ladies and gentlemen, are the back of those buildings you saw on Indiana Avenue. These are the things we must address together. These are the things that the village should be trying to do to make sure that public safety is the #1 issue in our community. Public safety. This is what I'm looking at. We got broke-in windows. You can see inside there. You got a door that's open, ajar. What you're looking at is all of this. These are the back of the buildings that we just shown you in front of Indiana Avenue. This is what we're looking at that the current administration doesn't want you to see. They don't want you to come back here and see this type of stuff. They only want you to see certain things to say that they're doing their job. Doing your job is making sure the project is complete 100%. And that's what I'll be doing as the mayor, making sure that we don't have havens like this for gang members to have right on the wall. All of this, you know, we got gang member names over here. This guy's name is Ghost. Obviously, Ghost is one of the leaders. He's got Ghost with a money sign. This is Riverdale, in the back of Riverdale. Not all of Riverdale, but this is the back of it, along Indiana Avenue. These are the things I want to see changed in our community. Get them cleaned up, do a major cleanup behind these buildings, and get interest, have business come in and be a part of our community. Again, you know, this is in back of those buildings. All of this here is closed up business that needs to be reopened. As you can see here, this is a business that was doing deliveries in Riverdale. They used to once upon a time do deliveries here in our town. It's closed up. This is the back of Indiana Avenue business district. This is a building that should have been redone so a small business can come in, they can do deliveries, pick up, drop offs, whatever they need to have done right here. But as you can see, this used to be another garage door, but you can see it's already, if you see under here, it's an entry, you know, for rodents, and it's a bigger entry for a body to be even big enough to go through there. Who knows what's inside those buildings? We don't know. So these are the things I want to work on, but then you have a business next door that's clean that has to deal with this. And obviously we can see the building next door, you know, tries to do a big part, but this is right next door to their business.
Got a barbed wire fence. And
barbed wire fence. We have homes in back of, we have homes right here, right behind Indiana Avenue, that's right in back of these abandoned buildings. These are families that live in these homes. We have to work together to ensure the safety of our community. If we're going to do that, then we're doing our part. If we're not doing our part. We need to make sure business get in here or take the buildings down and build new ones. Don't just take a building down. Build new business in the community. Bring new tax revenue to the community. That's what I'm all about, and that's what the Deyon Dean administration will be doing. We will be either taking the buildings down and looking for new business to be rebuilt to help with our tax base here in our community. I need your help and I need your vote. I want to show you one more thing. This is another vacant. Look at this. Another vacant building right next to the other one. The gate is open. Who knows? It looks like it's something inside there. It looks like someone walked. You can have anyone in the back of there. If you can take a picture of that, you can see all in there is where, and this is the very one of the buildings that gang members had their names scrawled on the building. So who knows what's inside this building? All I'm gonna say is when I become the mayor, we're gonna do some investigation. We're gonna make sure, first of all, that there's no one inside of there. Second of all, we're gonna make sure that we talk to the right people to come in and help us clean these areas up. And then third of all, we're gonna get the job done. We're gonna either take the building down and rebuild the building, or we're gonna do what we can to restructure the building and make it viable again. That's what we're gonna do under the Deyon Dean administration. We have now another building, a closed up building, closed, for sale. Something we need to get back, put back on the market here in Riverdale. We'll be working hard on economic development to make sure that this whole corridor has business that is viable and open. cut it off. We're going to walk across the street over here, and then I'm going to let you take a picture of the closed business over on the other side.
Okay.
Another closed business right here. It's over 144. We need to revitalize it, get this reopened. You look across the street there, where I'm pointing. You see that building right there? Closed. Not the Village Hall, but it's right next to the Village Hall. Closed business. Out here, you can see closed business. Inside is closed. They took all their stuff out because they couldn't afford to stay here any longer, so they closed that business up. I want to show you one of the mayor's supposedly successful projects, so we got to cross the street on this one. Get across. We're going to walk into this thing. How you doing, sir? Main project that he gave TIF dollars to business people is closed. It's a closed business. It's no longer open. This business used to be a restaurant that he gave money to open up, and they're no longer open. Closed up business. All this is closed up. All of these are closed up. Business here no longer here. It's torn down. The candy store in our community is closed up. It's no longer open. We need viable business on 144. No longer open. T-shirt company. This is our main avenue, 144. Closed up. If you can take a picture inside, you can see there's no longer any merchandise inside here. It is a closed up business, and we need to reopen these businesses along 144 so we can have viable business and help with the tax base in our community. Another closed up business right here in Riverdale. We need to be able to reopen and getting this going. And we can be able to do some things here in our community. It's closed up. 144th Street Business District. This is one of the apartment buildings here. As you can see here, it's closed. There's no one living in these buildings, so these become public safety issues. You can see it's a sticker. No, this is the cutoff. You know, you can't come in and stuff from the village. Warning, 48-hour notices and things like that. Busted, cracked windows here. You know, these are all known business district in Riverdale. Let me take you to the other ones here. And if you want to see, you see that all of these are closed up. Another closed business. This used to be my campaign office in Riverdale. You see it's another closed business, nothing going on. We have here, this used to be our karate place back in the day. How you doing? All right, so we need to see all this viable business, work with these business owners to get everything back viable and get things going. You see it's closed up. So we'll go across the street here. Trespassing signs is no longer a viable business here. We need to get these businesses back open. This used to be an auto, home, life insurance place. It's now closed. There's nothing going on with it. We need to get it back together. restaurant that had been here for many years. This should have been a strip mall that we had plans to bring in that would have had several restaurant, coffee shop, other something like that right in this area. It's now closed, right here on the corner. Jackson said he was going to do something about it. He didn't. Dean will. In my administration, we're going to get the job done, and we're going to rebuild this. All of this along here. If you come here, during my administration, there were no bus stops. We put bus stops up here in Riverdale, trying to keep it clean, but you see vandalism on there. This is another restaurant. Right here, Riverdale. Has been closed for many years. This should have all been a mall area right here on Halsted Street to benefit our community and the tax dollars that are much needed in our community. Right here. It has not happened. It hasn't happened in 8 years under the current administration, and I'm asking you to put me back in office, Deyon Dean, so that we can continue with the plans that we had from the first time to rebuild our community and help the businesses in our community, as well as helping the tax dollars for our families and the homes that we own in the community. Right across the street, if you look there, 4-door, if you can get a picture of that. Right across. It was a viable business in our community. This is another closed business in Riverdale that we need to reopen. This is right on our 138th corridor. It's a closed business that Jackson's administration doesn't want you to know that he's a part of. They're doing nothing to reopen these businesses up. We need to reopen business and get Riverdale thriving again with new tax dollars. Bring the tax dollars base back to Riverdale, and that's what I'm going to do as the mayor of Riverdale. Help get these businesses back open and bring Riverdale back to the luster that it once was, where we had, this used to be open when I was the mayor. It's closed now, 8 years of being closed. And we're going to walk over here to the bus company, Thriving Bus Company. Now closed. It was open and thriving when I was the mayor. It's now closed. Still, you see how the ground is. This is 138. Closed. Closed. Business is no longer open. We need to revitalize these businesses and get them going. What we have, and I'm going to take you down to a project that happened in Riverdale that you really need to know about. This is now closed, but we're going to go down the street a little further, and we're going to talk about some of this, some other things that took place on 138. Going down 138, and you got the closed Masonic building. Used to be open when I was the mayor. I don't know what happened or took place, but it's non-operable now. Because I want to talk about this building. So what we have is closed, Masonic building. I've done a lot of things here working with the gentleman when it was operating and open. It's now closed. 8 years. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to give you some facts about the Riverdale Marina. There have been 8 years, I would say a little bit longer than 8 years, because it took place in my administration when we had a bad business owner come to Riverdale who purchased the Village Marina. He said he was the owner. As you can see now, it's in decay because it's closed up. But he said he was the owner of the Village of Riverdale Marina. And like all communities, we try to help business. This business owner turned out to be a bad businessman. Simple. The fact is, he was a bad businessman who came to Riverdale. We were trying as the mayor, and we were trying as the board to support him. He did the inappropriate things when we gave him TIF dollars.
Hi guys.
Hey, how are you?
Good, may I help you?
I'm former Mayor Dean, just taking a picture when I used to be here at the marina.
Oh, you were the mayor?
Yeah, Deyon Dean. What's your name?
Hassan.
Hassan, how are you?
God has mysterious ways of working, my man.
I'm coming. I'm running. I'm gonna be running again. So I don't know how you.
So are you the current mayor?
No, I'm not the current.
Oh,
I'm
you
former.
were before a mayor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh.
How do you feel about what's happening in Riverdale?
Oh man, this guy is nuts.
Well, I'm coming back, and I need the support of the community. What I want to do is dispel the negative that he did in Riverdale as far as me being the mayor. He lied to the community and told them that I was in partnership with this guy that owned the business. I was trying to let him know in the film here that this is a bad businessman. You know everything.
Why don't you give me a call?
Okay, definitely. How you doing, sir? You shouldn't be checking in, but hey,
Hello.
let him do it. So I'll finish up in a minute. Community saying that I took the tip dollars that we tried to help the bad business owner. He said I was in partnership and took half of it, which was a lie.
Yeah.
And so I've been fighting that lie that's what helped me lose the race.
Oh.
He lied about this, and he was a trustee on the board at the time that the board, mind you, the mayor has no vote.
Yeah.
The mayor can only, you know what I'm saying? So the only way a mayor can get money is the trustees vote on.
Yeah.
So he's never told the truth to the community. So they look at me like, oh, you took that money. Because the average person doesn't know the mayor don't have power to just write a check. Okay, so anyway, I was explaining to him that money was given to him in good faith, and he did the inappropriate thing and used it wrong.
Yeah, just for the sake of conversation.
Okay.
Even if you did, if honorable business like man like me comes along, why will he stop me from taking the property and doing what was right? Day one, I started cutting the grasses and everything. He stopped it. You know what he said?
What?
He wants the marina. He wants the marina, he said, and for me to give it up.
He wants the marina.
He wants the marina.
So
And I will come and give the speech for you. I have no problems with that. Give me your phone number so we
I'll
can
give you the
talk.
number. I'll give you the
Yeah,
number.
and I'll call you so you save my number too.
Okay, so I got it. We'll write his number, then we'll get it on.
No, man, I'll support you.
I need your support. We're trying to put financial stability together right now for the campaign. That's why I'm out here doing the things. I appreciate you even showing up, because that's something that we need to talk about, this marina.
Yeah.
And
I'm more than willing to talk about it.
Okay.
He told me he wants the marina.
and that's the thing.
He wants the marina himself.
He wanted the marina. So
It's with 125 acres.
I'm fine. I have Blue Line Security Solutions where we have close to 200 employees. We have all of these things going. And we have all of these good things on the sides. And everything we make, we put it right back into the community to make money. And here is fighting a court case with me all these years, paying so much money to the attorneys, as well as property taxes.
how much is the property taxes that we're losing on this property?
Yeah.
I mean, what were they when you got when it was?
I don't remember. I mean, you mean at least minimum 100,000 at least. 120,000 means you have 4 cups. Hey, Roy.
So what
You're
we
here?
need to
Okay,
do-
I'm 15 minutes away. I'm coming.
What we
Bye.
need to do is we're going to dispel this lie that has been put out and give you facts as to what happened with the Riverdale Marina. It's being told that the mayor, current mayor, said he wants the marina, but nothing has been done in 8 years for this property, other than lies that he's put upon me to say that I had some connections to one of the owners of the property, which was not factual at all. You have never seen anyone come to the village of Riverdale, take any boxes out of Riverdale saying anything connected to this marina. It was an untrue story for the last 8 years that the Jackson administration has put out on me. And we today want to make sure that you understand we want to move Riverdale forward. This building alone is losing over $100,000 in tax revenue for our community. So do the numbers again. Over 8 years, we've lost tax revenue because of a lie, an unfactual lie that Jackson has put into the community about myself. I want to make sure that we turn this community around. This is an area that we must continue to develop and work with our business owners in the community. Of course, you're going to have some business owners who don't do things properly. You go after them. And what my administration did, it was my administration that went after the owner at that time, one of the owners that was not doing the appropriate things, and we made sure that they were to pay that money back, and ultimately that gentleman went to jail under my leading. So I say to you today, work with me and understand it's about moving Riverdale forward from every border of our community. I need your support. I'm Deyon Dean, and again, these are factual things I want you as a community to look into. You can go and FOIA the information, FOIA the newspapers, any of them. It will show. The only thing we were trying to do is be a good steward to business people in our community. And that's what it takes to bring a strong, thriving community together. It helps the business owners, and ultimately it helps the families of our community. Let's work together. I'm Deyon Dean. I need your support.
Finish?
So, this was open. The business was thriving. We had to have police. I don't know if you remember, we had to have them guide people in and out. It was so many people coming from every corridor to visit this main property in Riverdale.
I think originally this business would have continued if that bad incident or somebody shooting somebody would not have happened.
Right.
But it did.
Okay.
But you have to grow out of that. So I bought it. I came honorably in front of the city, asked for the permit. Why were the permits not given? What was his intention? Now if he says, Hassan, you don't have money to do all the repairs. It's not that. He asked me for a business plan, I gave him a business plan. But what did he do with it?
Hassan, let me just say this. This incident really wasn't about you, because I believe that you tried to do the right thing. What happened was you had a couple of people with you. I'm going to say his name, John Thompson, brought a bad element here and was doing some things that my administration was able to look into and say he wasn't doing appropriately. That's why we started on it. Now the shooting did take place.
And John Thomas, I didn't know. I bought the property. He's not my friend. I don't know him. You know what I mean? So
right, you bought the property from John. So that was the bad entity, not you. So I want to make it clear, you didn't have anything to do with John Thomas and those things. You bought property from him, and you tried to do something to make something happen, and the mayor turned around and said he wants the property.
Yep.
He's had 8 years. This is what it looks like in 8 years.
Yep.
This is the Village Marina
Yep.
that many people remember going up this road and doing some things here as far as being family.
Sitting here for 8 years has cost $3 million, in my opinion, minimum damage.
$3 million?
Yeah, it was, in my opinion, it would take about $3 million to bring this marina back to where it was. And all of this was a waste. It could have generated income, it could have generated jobs, it would have paid property taxes, which would have helped from employees not getting laid off by the city. But I guess when you have enough to eat for yourself, you don't worry about it.
And I want to make this clear why he's here again. This is a gentleman who bought the property from John Thomas, who was the bad business owner and tried and wanted to do something, was turned down by the current administration and said that he wanted it, and you can see what he wanted it for. It's turned into a $3 million tax revenue issue that has not been given to our community to help support other business as well as homeowners in our community. Again, this is not John Thompson. He's not connected to him. I'm not connected to John Thompson. Those were lies. Those were unfactual truths that were put out into the community to try and hurt my administration and hurt me as the mayor. We're here today to say to you, we want to rebuild Riverdale. We want to recapture that $3 million that has been lost since this building has been closed for 8 years. We want to do good business in Riverdale. We want to be able to tell the people that we are a part of the new growth.
By the way, this was an accidental meeting with the ex-mayor. I had just come to check if everything looked okay security-wise. So don't think that we planned something to say to you, public. We are honorably telling you what the current mayor is trying to do to you. It is your city. You have to take charge of your city and do the right thing for your city. You're seeing your city is not going forward, it's going backwards. And if you don't come out and vote for the right person, you're going to pay for it.
And I want to say to him again, thank you. This is
Yes.
I want to say again, this is an accidental meeting. I did not intend on meeting him. He rode up checking on his property, and so that shows you God. I am a God-fearing man. I believe in spirituality, and To me, this is something that happened because he wanted the truth to be told. That there's been lies given for 8 years, unfactual, undeniable untruths being done on my behalf. So please do your homework. Please, let's make sure that we do the right things. Thank you. And let's come together and do the right things for our community. We can't live off lies. We have to live off truth. We do make mistakes, and my mistake was helping and supporting a bad businessman, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to leave that with you and say that, you know, things happen in every community. But I need your help, I need your support so we can continue to move this community forward. I thank you. That's the place that we're talking about, and that's the place we're going to work to try and bring together. Thank you very much. Thank you. I want to be friends with our business community, see that they are the current business in our community are thriving, as well as them being able to talk to new business to come to our community, which helps all of us as homeowners in the